Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel. I'm Miko Love from thebudgetmom.com, and we have Ryan here today and some exciting announcements. This is our regular monthly budget recap going over August. It's a little bit late in the month, but we did it for a good reason. This budget recap is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be showing you how I use all the pages in the brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook that pre-orders start here just on September 15th. But I wanted to show you what it looks like filled out when I use mine. So we're gonna do Ryan's budget recap first, using the old workbook, because she's still using the old workbook. And then we're gonna show you my budget recap in the new workbook. It's gonna give you a chance to see some of the differences, even the changes.
Yep.
If you would like to see more details, sneak peek behind and what the Budget by Paycheck Workbook looks like, go back to our recent video that we just did here on the Budget Mom YouTube channel. So, we got some crazy announcements before we jump into the new Budget by Paycheck Workbook. Also, in this video, I am going to be showing you a step-by-step breakdown video on how you can get 30% off our pre-order price of the new Budget by Paycheck Workbook. So if you are thinking about pre-ordering the physical copy of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook, stay tuned for that instructional video on how to get 30% off.
Yay.
It's very exciting. It's a huge announcement,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
so exciting, and I'm so excited to share it. So we have another exciting announcement
Right now?
right now.
I'm moving.
Ryan has moved.
Yeah, right.
She
I
gone.
guess I have moved.
She gone. And I'm heartbroken and I'm sad because when I first hired Ryan, I did it with the intention of having an assistant here with me in Spokane. We have a lot of full-time employees working for the Budget Mom that work remotely.
Yep.
It's a blessing about what we do.
Yeah, right.
But Ryan needed to be closer to family. So Ryan,
to the Midwest.
To the Midwest.
Yep.
So tell us more about this experience. Are we going to be seeing any of these expenses in your budget with this budget recap?
Yes.
What's going on with this?
Okay, so obviously this was kind of a very last minute move. Just some family stuff in Oklahoma and Kansas that I just am pulled there. So I just need to be there for a little bit. Like I told Miko, I don't know if it's permanent, but right now that's just where I need to be. So with that said, you'll see once we kind of go over the numbers, I shifted a lot, actually majority of my extra income to savings, just to save for that move because I had nothing saved because it was so last minute. But luckily my only debt is my student loans and that payment is fairly low. So I had quite a bit of money that I was able to save in August, and then moving into September, saving is also my number one goal.
Okay. But you're here now.
I am, and I'll be here.
Yes, and we're still going to be doing our monthly budget
Yep.
recaps. She's not so far away to where she will never come back here or be with me or do any of these videos, but it is definitely a change.
Yes.
For her, stress-wise, I bet right now
Yeah.
is crazy. And then a change for me and the Budget Mom. But
Right.
the blessing out of all of this is Ryan will continue to work for the
Yes.
Budget Mom, doing everything that she's doing now. Like I said, it's a blessing that we are able to have
For sure.
to be able to work remotely and
Yeah.
still do what she loves to do here at the
Yes.
Budget Mom and really be a part of this team, because Ryan here is irreplaceable. There is no other Ryan. Okay, so those are our big announcements, and like I said, we're gonna start today with Ryan's budget recap, and then we'll jump into all of my August worksheets in the new Budget by Paycheck Workbook.
Okay, so here's my August closeout numbers. I had a starting balance of $302.24. Incoming income, this was all earned income, so again, I didn't separate it like you'll see in Miko's. That was $3,899 for a total of $4,201. Okay, everything in red means that I was over budget in August. Everything in green means I was under. Food, I was over. I was doing really good on my food budget, but with the move and everything, we're currently living at Cody's parents' house. I went over budget for food, and that was primarily why. Everything else, though, wasn't too bad. Household, again, just because we're living at Cody's parents, that was over $175. Debt, I was able to put $682 towards debt. And then you'll see here I put about $1,200 towards savings. So that's why those numbers are over budget. Utilities, I was over by 17, not a big deal. Other than that, everything pretty good for the month of August. I was off by 442. I didn't even bother going back to find out what happened. So I'm just taking that and moving on to September. Okay, so here's my monthly debt and savings breakdown. Like I said, my income was $4,201. I put about 16% of my income towards debt, and that was all towards my student loan. And then I put about 29% of my income towards savings, and you can see that breakdown here. So the move was $754.80 is what I was able to save. Sinking funds was $303, and then my savings challenges was $162.
Okay, question.
Yes.
What does this include? The $754 for the move. I know I have a lot of community members who are trying to prepare for a move. What is this? Just savings for the move? It's not broken down. Like there's no specific expense yet.
Exactly.
You're just preparing.
That's what in September, whenever we do our September recap, you'll kind of see it more broken down. But in August, all I knew was I was moving. Mm-hmm. So that's why I just kind of categorized it as move instead of breaking it down into like, a U-Haul or storage or all those expenses. Okay, so from July to August, I had a decrease of income of about $1,559. Back in July, I did get a bonus, so that is why that was such a huge drop off from the 2 months. Everything you see here in red means I spent more in August than I did in July. Everything in green means I spent less. And as you can see, I spent less pretty much in every category. Besides food, like I said, I've been doing really well with sticking to the food budget, but with the move and everything, it just kind of got out of hand. A lot of takeout. So that's why I was over 173. And luckily, I just had my checking account cushion to take that hit, and I replenished it back again in September. Other than that, I was under the same for 2 categories, which never happened, so that was kind of funny to me. The same in miscellaneous and insurance. Let's see. I did save less, but that was just because of my income change. And then debt, I wasn't able to put as much towards debt, but again, that is just because of the move.
All right, so now we're gonna look at my budget recap for August, and it's gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna walk you through all of the different worksheets to show you. This is the brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook.
So pretty.
So pretty. So for this new year, I am using the full-size Peony theme, which is going to be available for pre-order September 15th. Now remember, all of last year I used the box set. I am back to the full size. I've been getting a question about the full size. I love the box set. The box set and the little booklets are great. And if you want to see a preview of the box set, make sure you check out our previous video that we just did here on YouTube. I like it for the portability, how small the individual booklets are.
Yep.
But I am a stationary budgeter and planner-er.
Planner-er.
Yeah. For the pure fact that when I stay stationary, I don't move.
Right.
I am on my writing desk. It's how my routine is set up. It's how my life is set up. I am not on the move. I work from home, so it makes more sense. I like having the full size. So this is the Peony theme that's going to be available for pre-order September 15th, and it's absolutely beautiful. So let's jump into August. Now these workbooks and the box set are completely undated. Let me say that first and foremost. You can see even the days at the top of your calendar are blank. You can, if you're a Sunday start person or a Monday start person, you can customize that. All of them are blank. Now this is my budget calendar for August. The main change is we took off the days from previous years, so you can write those in now. Remember, your budget calendar is not just for your bills. My bills are everything in pink. Now remember, I get paid once a month here on August 1st. So all of my bills are going to be paid with this one paycheck because I only get paid once a month. But if you get paid multiple times in a single month, like maybe on the 5th and the 20th, then you're going to see, like I like to use the highlighter method. So everything that I paid with my paycheck on the 5th would be highlighted one color. All of the bills that I pay with my paycheck on the 20th would be highlighted one color, but you're seeing them all in one color because I'm using only one paycheck. Events are highlighted in green. I only had one event, which was my son's birthday, very big event. And then anything in blue is travel, which you can see down here at the bottom. I started a vacation the 30th. I was on vacation from the 30th to the 3rd of September. I also like to put down my savings challenges on my budget calendar to remind myself, hey, complete your savings challenge. Those are highlighted in yellow. That is how I use my budget calendar. It's not just for bills, it is for your real life. Anything that you plan on spending money in this current month should be written down on your budget calendar. This is your roadmap and your reminder to include it in your budget for your August paychecks. So that's the calendar. Now we get into a big change that you're gonna see is we changed the name of this worksheet from the Paycheck Bill Tracker to the Paycheck Budget Tracker. And I did that because remember, your budget is not just bills. So I didn't like having that in the title of the worksheet. So now it's the Paycheck Budget Tracker. So here I list out my income, and then I had a sinking fund that I was going to use. I saved the previous year for James's birthday here in August. So I have the $400 cash saved. I'm going to use it. So it's part of my income because it's part of an expense on my budget somewhere. Now, it's really important not to get focused on my numbers. My numbers aren't what's important. The method, process, and organization of the Paycheck Budget Tracker is what you need to focus on. So I have all of my bills right here. These are my fixed expenses. These are all on auto pay. Then after I take care of my fixed expenses, I then take care of my variable spending, which I use cash envelopes. So after all of my fixed expenses were done, I had $3,189 left over. I then use that to take care of my variable spending or my cash envelopes. After that's done, I have $1,789 left over. And then I take care of my sinking funds. Now, sinking funds, if you are not aware, are planning for expected and planned expenses you know are happening in the future. This is a strategy, a saving strategy that gives you a plan and makes you prepared for expenses you know are coming up. Now, usually they're bigger expenses that you can't afford with just your paycheck alone. So I have Valentine's Day, my kids' sports, Costco, Disport, house maintenance, house insurance, car maintenance, property taxes. Okay, this is called paying yourself first. This is prioritizing savings in your life. And this may look very different if you are paying off debt because I'm debt-free. So all of my extra discretionary income goes towards sinking fund or extra savings. But like I said, yours might look different depending on what's happening in your personal life and your personal financial situation. After I take care of my sinking funds and prioritizing savings in my life, I'm left with $288 left over, which I then put towards my landscaping savings goal. Now this is organized into a zero-based budget. Income minus expenses should give you zero, and that you can work that out down here at the bottom of the worksheet. Now let's look at the cash envelope breakdown. If you use this workbook is meant for the budget by paycheck method, which I am a firm believer and user of cash envelopes. So we give you a cash envelope breakdown. This is where you can break down what expenses you're paying in cash and what bill denominations you want to pull out for those cash envelopes or sinking funds. In my case, I have sinking funds. My sinking funds are in red. You can see I have it highlighted, labeled here. And then my blue ones are for my budget. So I can see really which ones are sinking fund savings, which ones I am putting in my wallet for my variable spending for my budget. Now, this isn't part of the worksheet. You can break down any money thoughts, any priority goals that you have. This is our teller slips. This is a separate product, but I like to use the cash teller slip because I bring this to the bank so I know exactly what cash I need to pull out for my cash envelopes. Just makes it really easy. You're going to get 5 budgets per month inside the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, Miko, you only get paid once a month. Aren't all these pages wasted? No, and I'll be showing that in upcoming budget recaps. I use these for vacation budgets, Thanksgiving budgets, holiday budgets, Christmas budgets, birthday budgets. You can use this budget worksheet for any budget that you need to do in a month.
Mock budgets too.
Mock budgets,
Yeah.
if you want to do what I call a first run budget, where it's not a finalized budget, but you're just kind of working out the numbers. These are great worksheets. So having 5 is very helpful. All right, then we get to my expense tracker. Now you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 expense trackers per month. I organize my expense trackers like this. I have 2 expense trackers for my checking account spending, and then I use 2 expense trackers for my cash.
Right. Okay.
I separate them out. So that's what my expense trackers look like. I use the highlighter method, meaning that every single category in my budget, which you can see here, is in a different color. Why do I do this? I learned very early on in my budgeting journey that I'm a visual learner. Seeing things visually is what stimulates my mind. It makes things clearer for me. I have clarity. So if I just had this all white with just writing on it, just looking at it, I wouldn't get a lot of information about my spending. But because my categories are highlighted different colors, I can tell you right away, wow, I got a lot of gas this month. Yeah. Because it's in purple, and I never have a lot of purple highlights like that. I can also tell you that in my checking account, I didn't have a lot of food spending, which means and tells me I stuck to the cash that was in my cash envelope. I have 1 eating out highlight.
Cash.
One eating out highlight. See, there's a lot that you can just automatically tell about your spending by visually seeing it within 1 second.
Right.
I can also tell you right now that I spent a lot out of my checking account for fun and entertainment in the month of August because it was summer.
Oh yeah, that's green.
Look at all the green purchases. See how the highlighter method makes a huge difference. And I do the same thing with my cash.
Did you want to go over the change on the expense tracker?
Yes. On the expense tracker, we did make a change. We used to have an account column here. We have the account listed here so you don't have to keep writing the same thing over and over and over again. The changes we made in the new Budget by Paycheck Workbook, pre-orders start September 15th here, just in about a week or so. We did it to make it more efficient.
Right.
So we took away the account and gave you more room to write for your transactions and your categories. Now, after the expense trackers, you have the debt payment plan worksheet. I'll link a video going over the debt payment plan worksheet in this video or in the description below if you want to see a detailed video on how to fill out this worksheet. I'm debt free, so I did not fill out this worksheet, and there are no changes on this worksheet from previous years. Right. Now, if we get into the monthly net worth tracker, no changes as well. I'll make sure to put a link to a video in the description of this video on how to fill this out if you need a descriptive video to fill the net worth tracker out. Now we get into the Where Did Our Money Go worksheets. We did some major changes to these worksheets. My main change that I wanted to make on the Where Did My Money Go worksheets, which is the worksheets you use to close out your budget, is the language, is the vocabulary. I really wanted to break down what your inflow into your life actually looks like in any given tracking period. So you could see Ryen's was a little bit different. In the new workbook, it's broken down into things that truly make up your inflow for the month. Money coming into your life in any given tracking period. Now, I'm not talking about just your earned income or your paycheck income, because honestly, you receive income outside of just your earned income. What if you sell something online? If you get a bonus, or you work for someone outside of work. Maybe you do some babysitting on the side. Maybe, there's a ton of things where you're going to make extra income. You're going to use savings in your life that you saved in prior months, which is an inflow into the current month. So here's how it's broken down. Your starting balance. This is what was in your checking account, unused money in your checking account or cash on the first day of your tracking period. Mine was 1267. Earned income, what do you get from your job, your W-2 job? $5,600 for me. I had no other income, but other income might include alimony, child support, maybe reimbursements. Like if you paid, maybe you lived with someone and you paid a bill and they gave you half of that money back to pay that bill, that's other income. You sold something online. That's other income. I had 0. Then any savings that you used in this current tracking period that you saved in previous months. For me, I spent $415 in August. That savings that I used, it was actually for Costco. I did a Costco run.
Oh, yeah, I see your food.
And I used some of my Costco savings. So that was savings used or an inflow into my life so I could spend it in the month of August, which gives me a total monthly inflow of 7,282. Here is how it was broken down. Where did I spend this money that was inflowed into my life in August? Well, in all of my budget categories. Now, if it's in red, I was over what I expected to spend, my monthly budget, my tracking period budget. If it's in green, I was under. So here is why I usually only spend $450 a month on my food. But because I did that extra Costco bulk run, I was over by $488. Part of the savings that I used. Right. I was over in my gas and car, which is the norm right now. I'm driving a lot. Gas prices have increased dramatically. Right. I was over in household by $59, and then I was over in savings, which is always good. You always want to save more than what you plan. And then the rest I was under.
Wow.
So I did pretty good.
Yeah.
And then my income and my expenses matched up perfectly.
Yay.
Now let's go to the monthly debt and savings. Let's go to the monthly debt and savings breakdown. Now, I'm debt-free, so I track my investments. There are a couple of changes on this. The main thing is the vocabulary. For debt, if I was tracking debt, it'd be total monthly inflow. So how much debt did you pay with what you received in the month of August? For me, it's how much did I invest? So I invested 16% into these 2 investment accounts. 3 investment accounts, my TODs, which I have 2, transfer on debts. These are non-retirement individual investment accounts. And then my 529 college account for my son. Now with your monthly savings breakdown, it just includes your monthly income because you're not going to use savings used as part of your inflow. Right. You're not going to save if you're using savings. So the savings used, your total monthly income includes your starting balance, earned income, and other income, which is why you're seeing a different number on these 2 things. Yeah. It's going to affect your percentage.
Right, and it'll even make your savings percentage more accurate.
More accurate. You're
not counting
you're not
savings.
You're not including the savings that you used. So I saved 30%, 2080 of the income that I received into sinking funds, landscaping, my $5 challenge, and my 2021 challenge. Why do I break it down? Because it's not important to know how much you saved total or how much you invested. It's important to know what you're saving for specifically, especially if you're saving for multiple goals. Because if you're saving for multiple goals or you're completing multiple financial goals, obviously one prioritizes another. They're not all the same priority in your life. So you want to make sure that you are throwing money towards your goals in a way that makes sense for your priorities of your savings or financial goals in your life. Okay, the next thing is our monthly spending comparison. We made a change. Now before, you had to write down budget categories twice. We fit it all into one page. We made it more efficient. Yeah. We're comparing August to July. I had an income inflow change of $439 because I used that Costco sinking fund, that savings that I had. That is the bulk increase of that change, of that increase. Now, if it's in red, I spent more in August than I did July, and if it's in green, I spent less than. So I spent less for gas.
Hey, that's a win.
It's a win.
That's a win.
It's a win. I spent, of course, more in food.
Right.
More in utilities. Some other things. I spent more in savings, which is always good. A little bit more in health and beauty, but nothing outrageous.
Right. Very smaller amount.
Except for my food budget. Now let's get to a brand new worksheet in the new Budget by Paycheck Workbooks. Now, it's safe to say that your food budget, much like your mortgage, childcare, is a big expense, but not only is it a big expense, it's a hard expense. A lot of the time it's a budget, but what we call quote unquote budget busters. So meal planning is a big part of the budgeting process. So we included a calendar for meal planning. Now, we wanted to give you bigger boxes and have fit a calendar all on one page for you. So this is how it's set up. August is a perfect month to show this. There are going to be, I think, 3 months out of the year where there's going to be more dates than there are rows. So how we did it is so you can see I'm a Monday through Sunday meal planner. Okay. My meal plan starts on Mondays. Now yours might start on Sundays. That's totally fine. These boxes are blank at the top. But the month started on a Sunday, and there wasn't enough, you can see there was not enough boxes down here to get all the way down to the 31st. So what this calendar does, you bring it up the last couple of days, the 3 or 4 months that happens, you bring it back up to the top. Now you can see I made mine very apparent by highlighting it in yellow. Hey, these are the last 2 days of the month. Right. And I crossed out the days that I wasn't going to use. So you can see your whole meal plan in the 3 to 4 months that does happen throughout the year fits all on one calendar. It's just the way that you utilize the calendar. But if we put the extra row down here at the bottom, your boxes would have been very small.
Right. And it seems like there's even enough room where you could write, breakfast, lunch, even dinner.
Yes, you can do breakfast, lunch, dinner. Now, how I do and organize, now usually I'm a weekly meal planner. What I mean by that is I grocery shop every week. I don't do one grocery haul for the entire month to take care of all of this, because then you're left with stale food. You throw out a lot of foods. But having the monthly plan allows you to plan for the entire month and then plan out your weekly meal plans and your grocery runs. Right. So you can get the whole month planned out if you want to.
I love that.
This is what it looks like now. You might be saying, Miko, what are these? These are leftover days. I choose 2 days out of the week in my meal plan where I utilize leftovers. It's always Wednesday and Sunday. It's what works best for my family and our schedules, which is, you can see these leftover stickers. Now, these little shopping carts, I do my grocery shopping on Saturdays for my meal plans. Right. So this is the new calendar. It's just a blank calendar. And in fact, I'll flip to September for you, so you can see what it looks like just blank. It's just a blank calendar that you can fill out. So essentially, if we continue on, after your monthly meal plan, you have a page for notes every single month. This is also new. We did not have a notes page every month, but now you do. And then you have your cash teller slips. If you don't want to buy my fancy dandy
sticky
notes, you have your own cash teller slips that you can cut and utilize. There's nothing on the back here. You can cut these out and bring these with you to the bank if you want to. So that is a detailed look of how I use the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. Now, keep in mind, I know I'm gonna get questions. Miko, is this the same in the box sets? The booklets have the exact same worksheets. It's gonna be filled out the exact same way. All right, so let's talk about how you can get 30% off if you plan on pre-ordering the new Budget by Paycheck Workbook September 15th. And this is some exciting news. My brand new book, My Money, My Way, is actually available for pre-order the same day as the launch for the pre-orders for the workbooks. Now, My Money, My Way is a book that I've been working on for over a year. Yeah. And it's an amazing book. I didn't want to come out with the book just detailing how to create a budget. Right. I wanted to go over what's truly important that is so missed when you are talking about working through creating a realistic budget in your life. And that's the emotional, psychological, and self-discovery journey that is included in that process. Yep. I'm not talking about just budgeting, paying off debt, or saving, but I'm talking about truly learning who you are and what you want from your money. Now, there's been a lot of times where I've asked community members, what do you want? What are you trying to accomplish? What brings value to your life? And the surprising answer is a lot of people don't know,
Right.
or they give me what I call an empty answer, an answer that's just supposed to come out of their mouths.
Yeah.
The quote unquote right answer.
Right.
I want
Right.
to pay off debt.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you may want to pay off debt, but let's jump past that. Why do you want to pay off debt? Okay, it's a self-discovery. There's amazing tips in this book that I've never talked about, stories that are shared from community members, more of my personal story, my money relationship, and we're going to be talking about money relationships in the book, and why I am the way I am.
Right.
Each money relationship is different, and the book is really about conquering your finances in your own unique way.
Yep.
And being proud of that. Getting past the self-comparison game of, oh, they did this, I should be doing that.
Right.
No.
Right.
But truly building your own confidence to be able to say, you know what? This is my money plan. These are my goals, and dang it,
I don't care what
I don't
anybody
care
says.
because it's what's important to me and my family.
Right.
It's about 3 things to conquer one thing. The 3 things are stability, clarity, and confidence to give you financial fulfillment.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. And the thing about financial fulfillment is it's something that anyone can establish and conquer in their lives, no matter what income they have right now, no matter what debt circumstance you have right now. You could have no debt, you could have $100,000 in debt, no matter your goals. This is finally the book that's coming out and saying, you know what? It's okay to be different, to want different things for your life. Here's how you do it. I'm giving you the foundation, you're building the house. And Ryan's been with me on this process. My brand new book, My Money, My Way, is going to be available for pre-orders September 15th as well. Hence how you're going to get the 30% off. Pre-orders are so extremely important in the book publishing world. It's important to me. So to get 30% off, if you plan on ordering a workbook, I'm going to show you pre-order my brand new book, My Money, My Way, and you're going to get a discount code for 30% off for the brand new workbooks. Now, Ryen can attest, she has been with me on this journey with the book. She has read it. It's amazing.
It is.
I truly feel it's life-changing.
Yeah. A lot of work was put into it, and on all aspects.
On all aspects. And here's the thing. The great thing is, it completely covers the budget by paycheck method.
It does.
So at the end of each chapter, it will say, hey, if you're working in the budget by paycheck method, this is the step that we're talking about.
Right.
It breaks down.
Really breaks
down the budget by paycheck method, but it's to an extreme, and it covers so many more things. It's about being financially fulfilled in your life.
Right.
And let's just talk about fulfillment for a second. And the book talks about this, being truly fulfilled in your life. And once you're done with this process and you've gone through the steps in this book, you'll realize that true fulfillment is here. It's in your heart, and it's from within. It's the small things that a lot of people attribute to money.
Right.
It's a complete life changer.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been on this journey myself. It's my 10-year journey in a book in a very to-do way. You're going to be able to apply that. There's action steps at the end of each chapter for you to complete. We have accompanying worksheets. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's get into what this looks like, step-by-step breakdown on what it looks like to get that 30% off the new pre-order of the workbooks and how to pre-order my brand new book, My Money, My Way. To pre-order my brand new book, My Money, My Way, and to get 30% off the brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook, the first website you need to go to is thebudgetmom.com. Now, this is the website that I have up right now. Up at the top, there's a list of menu items. You want to go to the very far right one here that says Get the Book. Click on that. It's going to bring you to the My Money, My Way website where you can pre-order my new book. Now, what you want to pay attention to is all these links right here. You can pre-order from any of these different retailers. In this example, let's say I want to do a pre-order from Amazon. So I'm going to click on Amazon, and it's going to bring you to the Amazon page where you can pre-order my new book. Once you have pre-ordered the book, you're going to receive a confirmation email for your order. And that's going to look like this in the example of Amazon. You can see here I have an order number, and you're going to need that order number or the confirmation number for your pre-order of the brand new book, My Money, My Way. Once you have that confirmation order number for your pre-order for the book, you want to go and click on this Get 30% Off My BBP Workbook here. That's going to generate a form where you can enter in your pre-order for My Money, My Way so you can get your 30% off discount code for the BBP Workbook. You're going to type in your first name, your last name, an email address, where you pre-ordered the book, so in this example, Amazon. Then you're going to type in your purchase confirmation number that you got from the retailer that you pre-ordered from. Then you're going to hit this Get My 30% Off button. Once you click on that Get My 30% Off, you're going to get a unique discount code. Each person gets a unique discount code for 30% off the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. This code is only good one per user. Once you have that, you can then use this code at checkout for your Budget by Paycheck Workbook. Go ahead and just click on, you can say order here for the Budget by Paycheck Workbook. Now currently we have the waiting soon page up because we're about to launch pre-orders of the brand new workbook on September 15th. But as an example, I want to show you where you can enter in this 30% out discount code. During the checkout process for your Budget by Paycheck Workbook, you'll see a box where you can enter your 30% off discount code. And that's how you get 30% off the brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook. So that is the steps on how to pre-order my brand new book, My Money, My Way, and get that 30% off discount to pre-order your brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook coming September 15th. Woo! It's getting crazy at the Budget Mom. So truly, thank you for all the support as well. That's our budget recap and a look at the brand new Budget by Paycheck Workbook. If you found this video helpful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Miko Love from thebudgetmom.com.
I felt that.
Toby. Done!